Okay, and then we're gonna go live. Hello, how are you?
Doing well.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome. So I am so excited to officially be kicking off our virtual agency fair series. This is going to be a series that David's Refuge does once a month with our agency partners. We talk all about your different agency, what you guys are doing out in the community, and how volunteers, family members, everyone can get involved. So thank you for Arise Adaptive Design being our first official agency partner to be on our series. Thank you so much. I want to just kick it over to you, Connor. Tell everyone about you and what you're doing at Arise.
Sure, thank you. So yeah, my name is Connor McGough. I am the program coordinator director for Arise Adaptive Design. This is a program that Arise, which is an independent living facility in Onondaga, offers as one of their programs. And yeah, we've been doing this since 2017 under Arise. It's gone really quick. Doesn't feel like it's been that long, but we've grown quite a bit. And we're serving Central New York, and we're just really excited and passionate about what we do.
That's awesome. So you're saying you're serving Central New York. Tell us about all of the areas that you're serving.
So yeah, we serve 5 counties surrounding Onondaga County, and we've done a lot of work in Onondaga. We really want to start branching out to the other surrounding counties, and especially Cayuga County. We've just recently gotten some funding through United Way, so thank you to United Way, to promote the adaptive design approach in that area. Try to get some more volunteers drummed up and be able to serve that county more as much as we can, because we know there's a lot of need in every county. So any that we can help to serve and improve people's opportunities, we're happy to be there and doing that.
That's awesome. So I'd love to hear more about Arise Adaptive Design. Tell us about your mission. What are some of your goals?
So we're a grassroots approach to building inclusive, affordable pieces of equipment for inclusion, access, opportunity for those with disabilities. So our goal really is to help serve those who need a piece of equipment but might fall short of getting it because maybe insurance isn't covering that type of item. There's a copay that's out of reach financially still for them, which many times there is. These pieces of durable medical equipment that's out there that people really desperately need for their health, their wellness. It's just out of reach for so many, and we're trying to create creative approaches to building those pieces of equipment when they can't be bought or even found out on the market for those that need it, to allow them greater opportunity in their life, whether it's recreational, vocational, educational, whatever it might be. We're just getting creative, finding fun different materials and building techniques to fill that need.
That's so fun. I read on your website that you really encourage families to take part in the building process. Tell us more about that. I love that idea, really getting families hands-on.
Yeah, we want the user, the person requesting the device, to be the main kind of facilitator in the build process. So we want them telling us what they need, how they would like it to work, what they want to achieve with it, really leading us in that design process versus us, telling them what they need. A lot of people out there, that have a disability, a lot of the times are told what's available and what they should have.
Mm-hmm.
When many times the best approach is the individuals, flipping that on its head, having an individual who needs a piece of equipment saying what works best for them. And then we try to find those solutions. So we have kind of a three-tiered approach. So one is the individual, the user, who's requested their device. We want them in here building with us, as well as their network. So their family, their parents, their siblings. It's a fun, really family approach oriented process we have in here. And then even their clinicians, so their PTs, OTs. Sometimes we've even had a doctor come in, their actual doctor come in and work with us. Then the next tier is we have a great group of volunteer clinicians who we love and are so thankful to have. So if you're a PT or OT out there that wants to get involved, we'd love to have you. And then we also have our makers, so our builders, our engineers, designers, just general hobbyists, and people that want to, give back, that come in here and train with us, kind of learn some of the building techniques we often use in here, that are a big part of the building and development process as well. So combining those three, the user, the clinician, and the maker, really is a recipe for success that we've found here, and really creates the best potential solution to someone's adaptive device request.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I'm getting some comments that people can't hear you as well as they can hear me, but just if anyone can hear me, I can hear him great. So this is all being recorded, and we'll put this on our website as well as put it on our Facebook page too. So I can hear him great, and I can hear recorded as well. So we'll circle back and make sure everything's uploaded and you can see or listen to the whole thing. So, but we'll keep going. Tell us about how Arise Adaptive Design came to be. How did this amazing mission start?
Yeah, so this started in 2016. So not long before Arise picked it up, actually. So we worked with the program Adaptive Design Association down in New York City under Alex Truesdell, who started that. They've been doing that work similar to what we're doing here since the 1980s, and are going strong still down there. But they came up, they were requested to come up under some leadership and funding of Dr. Ninka Dosa, who works at the Golisano Children's Hospital. She got together a great group of different, really eclectic individuals from around the community to all come out and work with 4 families that had children with spina bifida and had some unique needs that they wanted to try. Good on them to come and try this really innovative, different approach to helping their children and the equipment they need to be successful. And so we all came out not knowing what we were really getting into, but thinking it was a pretty cool and innovative approach and idea. So myself, I still today, honestly, I don't know how I got the invite, but I'm really happy I did.
Good.
Yeah. So my former background is in industrial design, and then I obtained an injury that left me with a disability going into my senior year of college. So this really was something that kind of touched my heart and was really exciting for me, of kind of putting together disability and design. And so I came out, and all of us worked together for 3 days to build, I think ended up being about 15 pieces of equipment in those 3 days.
Wow.
That we built for these kids. Yeah. And we built along with the families, which was a completely different approach that is usually out there.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the initial plan. The families just kind of fell in love with it too and stuck around and started building with us. And we're like, oh, we got something here. This is cool.
I love that.
And so we kept going as a volunteer effort for the next year and a half, and just really recognized that we were just hitting the tip of the iceberg. There was a ton of need, and this was something that could really take off like wildfire, and was a very much needed thing in our community. So we ended up approaching Arise and asking if they would take this program on and take me on as the program coordinator. So I left a couple other gigs I was doing at the time to take this on, because it was a very rewarding and exciting opportunity to be able to offer this and hopefully grow it in the area, and see what type of impact it could really have. So,
Absolutely.
it's done great over the last few years.
That's awesome. I know we have quite a few families at David's Refuge, including our very own Roy Lawrence, Mark Lawrence, Hugo Lawrence, that have been a part of your amazing program and, can just sing your praises. But I'd love to hear maybe some of your favorite pieces of equipment, some major success stories that you have had.
Sure. So if anyone out there knows us, we work a lot in cardboard, which seems like a crazy building material. But we work with triple ply cardboard, and it's actually really an effective material for the work we're doing. It's a lot stronger than people think.
Yeah.
It's more environmentally friendly. It's more lightweight. It's way easier to build with than starting with wood or metal for a lot of especially volunteers who are new to it coming in.
Yeah.
We get them up and running really quick with building and actually making these specialized pieces of equipment. So we do a lot in cardboard. We do a lot of seating, positioning. One that I'm actually going to share is I'll share two if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to make it quick.
More the merrier.
So one, and I always share the story because it's so fun. It's one of our earlier projects, but there was a child that needed a sit-to-stand device that allowed him to go, practice going from a sitting position to a standing position, and then holding that standing position and being in an upright, independent stand for a longer period of time. And that was his therapy that he had to do. He did not like doing it, and his, kind of clinical equipment that he had or in therapy. And the family needed something at home that he could work on and practice with. So they came to us, and they were great. Again, kudos to them for taking on something that's really new and weird and kind of crazy when you tell them they're going to build something for their child out of cardboard.
Yeah.
But through the building process with the family there, hands-on through the whole thing, we learned that this child was crazy about monster trucks. And so we were like, ooh, let's see if we can implement that here. And again, with cardboard, such an easy building material, we were able to morph it, and we built it into his kind of themed, I think it's El Toro logo, monster truck, and whole working dashboard that attached to his standing frame that he could drive and rev the engine, and it had lights and sounds, and his key, he could turn it on.
That's so fun.
So super fun. And it turned out that now they couldn't get him out of it. It went from not wanting to do the therapeutic exercises to we have to pull him out of this thing, and he's very unhappy when we do at the end of the day. But he was wanting to get in it, and he saw it as play, which is really fun when we're working with children. We work with individuals of all ages, but children are really fun because we can really push that effect of bringing play into it and kind of blur that lines between therapy and play.
Yes.
So they're not seeing it as a therapeutic exercise and a task they have to do that day. It's just we're having fun, we're playing. So that's a lot of fun. That one was neat.
That is very cool.
Another one, we had a child who had a family, they had a camp up on the lake and wanted to have their child, down with the rest of the family, but his normal wheelchair couldn't make it down. Once they carried it down, it couldn't move on the beach. And they definitely couldn't take it into the water with him. So he's very reliant on somebody holding him or carrying him. He's getting bigger. So they were looking for a solution. There's, of course, beach wheelchairs out there, but they are expensive. They start about $1,000 to $1,500. Insurance is never going to cover it because it's recreation based.
Yeah.
And even if they could afford it and wanted to buy one, it wouldn't fit his needs because he couldn't be in an upright 90-degree position. So they came to us. We worked with one of our engineer volunteers and a clinician, and we ended up building him a PVC tube version of a beach wheelchair ourselves that could recline and go to any different angle, and whether it's upright or fully laid back. And then instead of the $300 to $400 per tire wheels that normally come on one, we found basic, I think it was John Deere lawnmower tractor tires that popped down that weren't too heavy, and they weren't picking it up a lot, so it really didn't matter. It rolled fine, and it worked out great. We got pictures of him the next summer, him hanging out with the family. So that was really neat. The last one I'll share really quick is something small. We 3D print items too. We do a lot of 3D printing. And thank you to CAD Dimensions, who offers their services for 3D printing free for us for materials and services. But we developed a gentleman who used a power wheelchair, who was an adult. He needed a reacher to be able to grab things on the ground and up high, of course. And whenever it fell, then he's out of luck for the day, right? Can't pick it up because he has no reacher to pick it up, and had nothing to carry it on. So we built 3D printed brackets that could hook onto the side of his chair. And he's got 3 sets of these now. He's sung our praises for forever for these things, because he's like, this has made such a difference. I can put them, I can latch it right in, I can carry it around. It's not falling off my lap. It's not kind of hanging out my lap where people are looking at me and it's just sitting there. I can stow it away, and when I need it, I can pull it out, and it's worked great for him. And it's such a little thing, right? But the difference that made in his life was huge.
I love it. That's amazing. You guys are changing lives over there. That's absolutely amazing. I love it.
It's a lot of fun too.
So big question. Tell me about first steps for families to get involved.
Sure. So the best way is to either give a phone call to Arise and myself here at the Adaptive Design Program. So 315-671-5104 is our number. You can also just go to the website at ariseinc.org, and or email. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of me, is adaptivedesign@ariseinc.org.
Awesome. And that same question, but for volunteers, talk about some just maybe different volunteer opportunities, ways they can get involved.
Yeah, we love our volunteers. Other than myself, we have a fabricator here that works here, Tracy Fleming. Besides that, and it's just one fabricator. He started part-time just a few years ago. Just this year, we got him to full-time. But other than that, this whole effort has been really volunteer-led. We have volunteers. We wouldn't be here without them. So we have clinicians, we have engineers, we have a lot of student body that comes in and helps. But we are always looking for more, and everyone comes with a talent. So if you want to help and don't think you have talents, don't worry about that. We'll find your talent. And we're happy to have you here and teach you the types of stuff we're doing. As long as you have a need to want to give back and try and help, we're here to help with that. But yeah, same thing, just email or call adaptivedesign@ariseinc.org to get a hold of us, and just our website at ariseinc.org. You can find all that information there.
Absolutely. And we'll promote this. When we share this again, I'll put your email address on there. I'll also put your website and your phone number so everyone can get a hold of you. I just want to give you one more time for any platform, anything you'd like to promote, any last words that you can share with the people.
Great. Well, yeah, thank you. We'll be coming up April 1st. We'll be at the Syracuse Maker Fair if you want to come check us out there as well. That's going to be exciting. It's always a fun event. Other than that, come check out if you want to just tour our shop, see what we're doing. We're happy to have you. Also, any donations, we really survive on donations and sponsorships. So either corporate sponsorships and or just donations. We have a monthly giving opportunity on there as well. But it all goes. We're a nonprofit, so it all goes back to materials and us being able to help these families the equipment. So yeah, we thank you for those that do donate, and we encourage others to think about making a donation because it goes right back to the community here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for helping us kick off this virtual agency fair series. We are just so grateful for you and all of the work you're doing in our community, just making it a better place and more accessible for our special needs families. So thank you. We are beyond grateful for you and all of the work that you guys are doing over at Arise Adaptive Design.
And right back at you likewise with David's Refuge.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. And feel free, if anyone has any questions for Connor, you can keep putting questions in the comments and I'll get them over to him, and make sure just to reach out about learning more about Arise Adaptive Design. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have a good one.